Trickett was a little bit taken aback by the idea that they have the different coverages on each side, the way the 4-2-5 is set up?
It was probably they got some pressure on us. You know, they were caving the edges down, and so you know, as the game went on, it started getting more and more apparent that we were having some issues protecting. And so you know, the last 3 or 4 times we did try to drop back and throw it, bad things happened. We could have turned it over about 8 times, really. We fumbled it and got back on it, and then we threw it through a safety's hands one time because we were trying to get rid of the ball because of some pressure. So we got to do a better job protecting, and we got to do a better job of trusting. You know, there were times protection was good, and we were a little antsy in getting out of there, and so we got to do a better job at quarterback of trusting the protection, because there were times we could have sat in there and we had open guys and we didn't. And so they go hand in hand. I mean, you know, protection and comfort with the protection go hand in hand. But I'll give TCU a lot of credit that game. I mean, they played extremely well. I thought they would play well on defense. They covered well, you know, and then they got pressure with 4 guys, you know, and so that's tough, you know. I mean, there's always things you would do different in a game. I've watched every game in my whole career on Sunday and said, well, I wish I would have done this, this, and this. You guys have the luxury of making decisions after the game about what we did or didn't do. We don't have that luxury. And so we have to make decisions in through the course of the game. There's always time. Every game I've ever coached, you look back and say, man, I wish I would have done this or I wish I would have done that. And that's the case in games you win and lose.
Well, okay, with that in mind, was there any, I wouldn't say second guessing, revisiting the play calling and some of the choices made in the fourth quarter?
There is in every game.
But specifically the fourth quarter.
Well, I mean, I wish we would have executed well in the fourth quarter. I mean, if we'd have threw the ball 10 more times in the fourth quarter, there's a chance we'd have got beat by 20 points. If that's what people wanted, then that's fine. In my opinion, I don't really second guess what we did, more of what the execution of what we did. You know? I mean, could we have taken some more chances? Yeah, but when we were backed up on the 10, I wasn't. You know, I don't know if anybody in here felt real comfortable about doing it backed up there. When we had the ball at midfield, yeah, probably could have done some things there to try to get a first down, and we didn't. And so, you know, we punted, and then it didn't work out for us. So, you know, I mean, there's always deals through the course of the game. I think the biggest part of the whole game is looking at it as, you know, we need to get Kevin and those outside guys involved more in what we're doing. I mean, defenses are focusing on those guys and doing a good job of trying to take them away and make us go to other things. We have to do a better job, in my opinion, of coaches, of being a little more creative, getting those guys involved. And so that was more second guessing on my end, looking at it Sunday, than what transpired at the end. I mean, there's things, you know, if it would have worked out, we'd be sitting here saying, well, it's awesome. Golly, y'all called a run play on that situation and got the first down and you ran out the clock, which happened in the Oklahoma State game. It didn't happen this game, so I mean, it's easy to look back and say, yeah, that play didn't work. We shouldn't have ran it. You know, that's easy. I mean,
how do you get more creative? Dana said the same thing. Get more creative and get Kevin involved. I mean, when you have a weapon like that, and for 2 weeks in a row, people are obviously making a point of taking him away. What can you guys do to get him more involved in the game?
Well, I mean, we've had good receivers in the past, and we've been creative. You know, I mean, you know, I think getting him the ball underneath, there's a lot of ways to get him the ball underneath, and we have to focus on that a little better. I mean, we can do a better job of being a lot more creative with him. I mean, if I gave you specifics, I would be giving it away to a lot of people, and I'm not.
Is it also, I mean, on other guys to step up then too?
It is, and I think that's the emphasis we've been making these last 2 weeks when we've been seeing a lot of, okay, let's take those guys away. Our emphasis as coaches have been more of, look, other people have to step up, you know, and that's true. But that can't be, you can't just abandon stuff that we've been doing good, you know, because, I mean, there's a fine line there. I mean, you know, offensively, we want to be an offense that takes advantage of what the defense is giving you. Well, if you do that, then you will let them take away certain things. So at some point, we have to stick to doing that. You know, if you look at how games transpire through the course of the year, I mean, there's times where you throw it 50 times and there's times where you throw it 30, you know, and so, you know, I mean, it's just the ebb and flow of the game.